Welcome to Industry TV Network. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. In this video, we'll be discussing the life and times of the great Bernard Wright. Bernard Wright was born on November 16, 1963. He was an American funk and jazz keyboardist and singer who began his career as a session musician and later released 4 solo albums. He is the godson of the legendary singer Roberta Flack. Wright was born in Jamaica, Queens, New York. He attended the High School of Performing Arts in New York. Classmates included writer Carl Hancock Rooks, gospel recording artists Desiree Coleman Jackson, and rappers Slick Rick and Dana Dane. He was offered a job touring with Lenny White when he was 13, and he played with Tom Brown at the age of 16. GRP Records recognized his extraordinary talent and signed him in 1981. He released his debut album, Nod Tracks, which was prominently sampled in hits by Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Skee-Lo, and LL Cool J. The album was re-released in 2001. He followed with Funky Beat in 1983 on Arista and Mr. Wright in 1985 on Manhattan Records. The latter of these 2 albums included his biggest R&B hit, Who Do You Love?, for which a video was made, and a clip of this video was also featured in the intro for the television show Video Music Box. In 1990, he released a gospel album named Fresh Hymns. In 2000, he formed a group with musicians Alfredo Elias and Damon Banks and released the album Back to Our Roots. Wright has also been featured on recordings with musicians such as Miami Mike Divine Pennington, Dougie Fresh, Cameo, Bobby Brown, Pieces of a Dream, Charles Ireland, Marcus Miller, and the great Miles Davis. In later years, Wright continued playing keyboards in Dallas, where he mentored younger up-and-coming artists. The funk and jazz star's music was frequently sampled throughout the 90s. LL Cool J used Who Do You Love in a 1995 remix of his single Loungin', Snoop Dogg and Haboglappa Tribin for his 1993 hit G's and Hustlers. Yo-Yo and Ice Cube sampled Wright's Master Rocker for their 1993 chart topper, the Bonnie and Clyde theme, and Skee-Lo's #1 single, I Wish, was made possible by the funk musician's song Spinnin'. At only 12 years old, Bernard Wright impressed jazz fusion drummer Lenny White with his musical prowess. Even then, Wright had an unparalleled ear for funk and jazz, which led him to join White's band and tour around the country as a keyboardist and singer. Musical prodigy was one of the common traits among the 2 up-and-coming musicians. Growing up in the 1960s in the Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York, Wright and White emerged just as Bobby and John Kennedy, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were assassinated. Music, as White told The Last Miles publication, was changing and shaping politics, while politics were also shaping music. In the late 70s and early 80s, Wright settled into the scene in Queens. Several famous musicians were living there, including James Brown, drummer Roy Haynes, and saxophonist Lester Young. While unrest gripped the nation, young musicians like White and Wright were being influenced by economical, social, and political issues of the times. They were practicing in basements and jamming at places where artists came together to create. Sadly, the legendary jazz funk keyboard player, singer, and songwriter died at the age of 58 in May of 2002. A friend of the family shared the news on social media saying, "On behalf of the family of Bernard Wright, Nard, we are saddened to announce that yesterday Bernard had been called home to the Most High. Many thanks for everyone's support, encouragement, and prayers for Nard throughout the years. Please keep the family in your thoughts and prayers through this difficult time. Our hearts are heavy and our faith is strong. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Love, rest, and power, Nard." Wright was a brilliant talent from his early years, and he is definitely sorely missed. His cause of death was he got hit by a car, unfortunately, and it really sent a whirlwind throughout the music industry. Wright also co-wrote and sang with Lala on "We'll Keep Striving." He did so many things. He was such a great artist in the background, and he's one of my favorites. I was always wondering what happened to him, because he wasn't really in the public. He was actually playing instruments and helping other artists and mentoring artists, up and coming artists. But I came across the article not too long ago that he had passed away, and I don't think many people really knew that, although I know they remember that song, "Who Do You Love?" It was a great song. Roberta Flack also released a statement after he passed away. She tweeted on X, "Last night, my godson and former musical director Bernard Wright passed away suddenly. I loved Bernard very much and believed deeply in his talent. His loss is heartbreaking." And there was an outpour afterwards also from many other people. But I'm so sad to hear that he's gone. He was a great artist, and I'm so glad that he left that wonderful song and much more music for us, so that we can remember him by. Anyway, make sure you guys hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And peace and love.
Where's this from?